Hey folks, how you doing? What I want to show you today is little results from my testing I did today. Kinda interesting, some little ridiculous maybe for somebody, but a little overkill. But I wanted to try it because I had little problems with this little guy, Minitough Lite from Cold Steel, and it's OS 8 steel. Found it rolled on me with a couple of the little harsher tasks. I put it through my in my regular day-to-day basis. Some of you know I'm working with electronics and cables. A lot of times I find myself, not so much, I try to not do it, but sometimes I just do, cutting the cables like this with a knife. Most of the time I cut the zip ties, you know, these regular nylon plastic zip ties. And the whole thing actually started me noticing rolling the edges on some knives, even on the plastic zip ties. You know, you have them like this and you snap them with the knife. Sometimes it's easier and also safer for the cables to get there with the knife than trying to cut it with my snips, you know. So that's where it all started, and I went ahead and tested. I wanted to do it on the video, but it was just too long. So I just did it by myself, and I'll try to show you the results and talk about it a little bit. What I did was, let me put it down, maybe we'll get a little more details. Cut 6 cables. It's 4 pairs of 23 gauge copper cable. You know, category 6 cable, level 6, whatever you want to call it. So just slice through it 5 times with every knife in this fashion. Close to the hilt, you know, slicing through. 5 times with every single knife. Some of the knives are so severe that you will easily pick it up with naked eye right on the video. Some of them not so much. So let's try to go really quick. OS 8 from Cold Steel has a little dent there, little roll. Don't think you can. Now in this you can see that the edge close to the hilt is uneven. That's the rolls, that's the micro rolls. It did roll, and actually today it was a little slighter. Before, when I did it, I tested this knife just by itself before, and it had some major rolls, and it's a convex edge, you know. Convex is a little stronger than a regular V-grind. There's a couple of V-grinds knives here too with the factory edges. So that's also it. I was also curious about the HCR13 MOV. This is the Sanremo. Actually did really well. There are literally no visible rolls or anything on the edge. So that one was pretty decent. Another interesting is, I'm pretty sure this is OS 8. OS 8 from K-Bar, the K-Bar Dozier. Let me see if it can focus. This one took a pretty major roll. I mean, don't know if yeah, you can see it right now. Do you see that? Check this out. Do you hear that? That's one huge burr that just rolled. You see that? It's actually shaving off my nail. Those little flakes you see coming, it's because the edge is like completely bent. That's a nice example of the difference between the V-edge and the convex. You see that it was actually so much weaker at the same steel. Also it's a heat treat, but it's a big factor, the geometry also. It's just stronger, the convex edge, if in the same angles. Then interesting one was also Mora. Mora took it really hard. Again, a huge roll, big roll on the nice big portion. You know, it's a super fine edge. Nice thing about this is it's gonna be very easy to resharpen. You see that bend here, and this whole portion actually from here to here is bent. So that one was pretty bad. Nice thing again, Spyderco HCR13 MOV, factory edge, V edge. And actually took it really well. Didn't really roll. You can see the wear. You see the scratches there. That's where it was happening. But no rolls, no chips actually. It did dull the edge a little bit. You can see it, but no real rolls or chips. So that's pretty good. So already by these two things, you can see the OS 8 8CR13 MOV, 8CR13 MOV. Rolled pretty bad, didn't roll at all, or pretty much didn't, yeah. So that's just a nice example. You see the two cheaper end steels, and you see the differences in same exact task. Another one of knives I tested was this Leatherman, what is it, Blaz. I got it yesterday from a friend as a gift. I'm pretty sure this is 420 HC steel, and again no rolls, so pretty good for that. Was kind of surprised because I had that steel as a cheaper steel. VG10 convex from Spyderco. Took a little, you see that little dent there, but that's about it. No real rolls. That maybe I just maybe I just moved the edge a little bit weird, because even before when I tested VG10 was pretty good. You guys know I'm not so crazy about VG10, but it's a good steel, definitely better than any of these lower ends, but in my opinion it doesn't compare to like 154 or S30V. But decent, no? Just one small chip that might have been just by accident or something, because before I didn't even roll, didn't do anything with VG10 when I did this test in my regular day. Then we have 154 cm, absolutely nothing, great, held up really nice, no chips, no rolls, not actually even much of a dulling, and same goes for the S30V, held like a champ. This knife I beat a lot, and it's a good steel. It's not my favorite as the 154, but it's a good steel, didn't do everything. The best on the end, the biggest surprise, I mean ridiculous, I couldn't believe it. Opinel, right? Opinel with their cheap carbon steel, super thin edge, right? It's like half of the thickness of the Mora, and also the angle on the end. It actually did more than 5 cuts, because I just could not believe what it did. It sliced through the cable like nothing, and didn't took a single roll, single anything. It did dull it, but it didn't do anything to the edge, anything. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. I think this one did like 8 or 9. It probably won't be sharp, just because, no, it's, you know, it's actually not bad. It's not as sharp as some other knives, but I just could not believe how this held against the copper cable, when the other knives that are with much thicker edges, much stronger edges, rolled on me. I mean, it's amazing. Couldn't believe it. You know, that's under $10 cheap Opinel that is being made for many years this way, with the same materials. That's outstanding, I would say. Where is it? What was I gonna say also? Oh, although the edges are rolled, like for example this one, the knife is still very sharp. I mean, you know, just because of the fact that the edge is not perfectly straight, you know, like straight like this, but it's actually like kind of like, you know, rolled and warped and stuff like that because of the metal. That doesn't mean it's dull. It still works, you know, but still, it's, you know, it's damaged edge. So, you know, take it for what it's worth. My opinion is, so far, although I did not test the different cold steel knives, for me, if I think about buying, let's say the one I would really want to in the future is the Recon 1. Thinking that I should pay almost $60 for Recon 1, and I can have another Benchmade for $70. I'll take the, you know, Griptilian or Mini Griptilian any day, or, you know, kind of same way, or VG10 Delica, or the Endura, you know, this kind of same price category, and you get just better materials. But that's just me, I don't know. Would love to see if some of you guys tried something like this or have similar experiences. In this case, it's, you know, the whole thing is because of this one and OS 8, and the whole test, at least for me, proved that the OS 8 is really not that good, you know. Always thought that OS 8 is about the same thing as 813 MOV, but it's just not. 8CR13 MOV, sorry. It's just not. It's I dare to say not even close. But again, it's my experience, my testing, my opinion. So let me know, guys, if any of you have any any experience like this or any testing did or something like that, you know what I mean. Take care, stay safe, and remember, don't cut yourself.